Good morning, everybody. Day 16 on the Appalachian Trail. Still, as you can see, at the Fontana Dam. I've got about a couple hours to wait till around noonish for my Trail Angel ride into Robbinsville to my motel for 2 nights to wait out the weather. But take a look. What an absolutely gorgeous clouds building, but still blue sky right ahead of me with some sunshine. Temperature has dropped quite a bit. Take a look at the view. Beautiful here. My time in the shelter has been excellent, and I'm almost thinking to myself, I know I had to wait the weather out here, whether I do it at the Fontana Dam or Fontana Village Lodge, which I could have, by the way. Wasn't as expensive as I thought, and most of the hikers did stay there. I'm booked in Robinsonville, so that's where I'm going, but I would also have stayed probably in the shelter, although it is going to get very, very, very cold indeed, with high winds, but still. Anyhow, so the next 2 nights I'll be at the motel in Robinsonville, so that's okay. You know, some town food, maybe some TV, maybe a little rest, whatever. You know, again, it's tough just to sit, but it's the safest thing to do right now. Anyhow, I will give you some footage of the motel and maybe Robinsonville over the next day or two. Try to keep things a little bit interesting. Today is Friday, so Saturday, is it Friday? Yeah, today's Friday. So I've got today and tomorrow, and then we hit the trail Sunday, and we're going to go straight over those Smokies all the way to the other side. So we'll see what happens. It does make it a little bit more challenging for shelter space on the trail, because on Sunday there is going to be a lot of people all starting the trail on Sunday again from here. And that doesn't bother me too much because the weather's going to be fine, and I'm much happier in my tent. I realize that. But when we get to the other end of the Smokies, as we come down out of the Smokies, there's 2 hostels. Everybody's pretty much going to be arriving there at the same time, give or take a day, half a day. So that's going to make hostel space quite a challenge. But I believe at the Standing Bear hostel, whether you stay there or not, I can still grab some resupply. And another 30 miles down the way is a major resupply in hot springs and accommodations and stuff. So you know what, I'll do that if I have to. That's fine too. Hey, we're going to talk to you later, but we have a plan, I think. Well, day 15, or at least I think it is, continues. Oh, look at this, look at this. Here's my buddy right here. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Hey, how are you doing? Yeah. Now when you see her coming towards you, you don't know if she's your buddy or not, but she is. Great little place here. We just checked in. It's called the Phillips Motel. We are in Robbinsville, North Carolina. We're waiting out the storm. Here's the property. Cute little place. Rooms on one side, the check-in, I guess, and maybe they've got rooms or the home in there. Rooms on this side, and apparently there's some cottages, I think, behind the main building in the property. The storm. Well, the storm coming through the Rockies has put out a major storm alert for the Rockies, and they're now saying it's going to be the coldest temperatures, or possibly the coldest temperatures recorded there. So I think we made the right decision to kind of stay put right here. So we're here for Friday night and Saturday night, and Sunday we're going to be leaving and heading back to the Fontana Dam and continuing across the Rockies, and the weather next week is going to be much better than it is this weekend. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Across the street is a school, and all the school buses, all very familiar to me. Right there, school buses. Beautiful little country road. Nice town. They've got foods, stores, restaurants, supply stores. So we're going to go get something maybe to bring back to the room to eat. But there you go. That's it. Just a little peek at the Phillips Motel and where we're staying. Okay. Jasper here. Not anything really major or exciting to report. Just showing you what we're doing here on day 15 while we wait out this nasty storm that's approaching and passing over the Smokies. We'll talk to you later. Good morning, everybody. Well, after, oh gosh, like 3.5 days now of waiting, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, no, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. It's now Sunday morning, it's day 18, whatever it is, March the 12th or something, or 13th. I think it's March the 13th today. Well, way behind where I thought I would be right now. I thought I'd be halfway through the Smokies, but because of the mountain weather, the Smokie Mountain weather. They called for the coldest temperatures, or possibly the coldest temperatures recorded over the mountains. But it's Sunday morning, like I said, March the 13th, I believe, day 18. We are back on trail right here, back where we left a couple of days ago at the Fontana Dam. Jasper here. Welcome to my 2022 through hike attempt of the Appalachian Trail. It does feel good to be back on trail, and I didn't want to sit for that period of time, as I'd mentioned to you before. Yesterday, well, I did no recording yesterday. Hung around the motel, went for a walk through town. It was blowing, cold, snowy. Went to the grocery store, got some fruit and yogurt and some bananas. Ate those, enjoyed that. Over the course of the 2 days I was at the motel, I ate a whole roasted chicken. Those roasted chickens you get pre-cooked at the grocery store. That was my lunch and dinner for those 2 days. Least expensive kind of way to go, but it was fine. Got some good protein, some good fruit and yogurt, this kind of thing. So I did okay. So yeah, the plan now, well, we're going to cross the Fontana Dam. That'll be interesting. And we're going to blast up into the Smokie Mountains. We're heading north, everybody. We're back on trail and we're heading north. Oh yeah. Looking over the side of the dam. Hoo-wee. Long way down there. I just learnt this morning that this is the largest dam east of the Continental Divide. There's other hikers ahead of me, and on this side, the body of water that's actually dammed. Snow in the hills, steam rising, well, steam, I don't know, moisture rising from the lake in the form of a mist. There's going to be a lot of people, I believe, hikers that have all been held up like I have. This morning, I've seen 3 ahead of me, a single and then a couple right there, 2 guys. So there's 3, 4 with myself crossing the dam right now, but there's going to be a lot more because there was a lot of hikers held up because of the weather and held right here. I guess, look, that's all the electrical power kind of generated, or generating systems or stations from the dam itself. So yeah, interesting place to be this morning. Cold. It was 13 degrees Fahrenheit outside my motel room in Robbinsville, North Carolina this morning. It's about the same here, I'm guessing. I'm not sure that what that is in Celsius. If somebody knows, please pop it down below in a comment, and so we'll know how many Celsius it is right now. But it's chilly out there, but you know, it's dry. The air's dry. Blue sky, gorgeous views. Take a look, just gorgeous. The hills with the snow and so on. So yeah, the day is starting off great. Now we've got a lot of climbing to do, almost 5,000 feet today, heading up into the Smokie Mountains. There's 2 shelters, one at around 13 point some miles and one at around 15.1 or 15.5. So I'd like to try to make it to the one at 15 miles. But again, there'll be a lot of people kind of vying for shelter space and tent space. I think for me, I'd be happy with a reasonably flat tent spot tonight. And in the Smoky Mountains, you're required to do one of two things, rather A, sleep in a shelter, or B, camp around the designated camp areas of a shelter. They frown greatly upon wild camping in the Smokies. And there are park rangers that will be inspecting permits. We have to drop off our permit in the box this morning and carry a paper copy of the permit with us for inspection, which we have. We have that. Okay. Onwards and upwards, guys. We've got a long way to go. Not a lot of time to do it, so let's get moving. So the famous box where we deposit our AT through hikers permits for the Smoky Mountains, and we have an official.
Hello.
How you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Good. So what do you do? Tell me what you do.
Yeah, so my name's David. I'm a ridge runner with the Appalachian Trail Conservancy. So I'm one of 3 here in the Smoky Mountains, and so we patrol each section of trail. I'm doing trail maintenance, talking to hikers, most importantly providing leave no trace education, because we're out here to help reduce the impact on the trail itself with so many hikers coming through. And so we're just here as a resource to talk to hikers, provide them education when necessary, and just, yeah, be a general resource for them.
Perfect. Yeah. You guys are doing a great job. It's good to see you out here.
Oh, thanks so
Makes
much.
us all feel better, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay.
It's good to be out here.
Nice chatting with you.
Nice
Thank you. Okay, so we are now officially entering the Smoky Mountains. The permit deposited in the box. We are good to go. We're legal. We're following the rules, or at least I think we are. Off we go. A lot of climbing today, for sure. Actually, a lot of climbing every day, for sure. But that's okay. That's why we're here. Okay, let's move along. The trail, the snow, my shadow, beautiful sunshine. If you can see in the GoPro, the impact snow on the trees and the mountains across the other side of the gorge. Beautiful, beautiful spot. So from what I understand today, most of the elevation gain is broken into 2 sections, 2 major climbs. One to a fire tower, which we're getting to. We've still got a bit to go to accomplish or finish the first climb of the day, but we're on a little reprieve here, a little flatter kind of ledge section. So it gives me the opportunity to kind of chit-chat for a minute. And then some ups and downs, and then another major climb to kind of generate that 4,800 to 5,000 feet total elevation gain for the day. Somewhere in there. That's assuming we go to the shelter that's at, I believe, I think it's 15 miles in. We'll see. It's beautiful. I got my spikes on. I carried my spikes all this way, and I get to use them. Wouldn't have used them last week. It was 70, 80 degrees Fahrenheit through here last week. 25, 28 degrees Celsius last week through here. Beautiful sunshine. But not this week. Beautiful sunshine, yes. But after the weekend kind of storm, primarily Saturday and Saturday night, here we are Sunday morning in the sunshine. And it's nice. It's very, very nice. Already taken off 2 top layers. And my toque. Just haven't needed them now. The sun has got a little power to it. And of course, the elevation gain. A lot of work. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. Let's just keep moving on. Beautiful sunshine. It's got to be around 1:30 now in the afternoon. Haven't particularly had a lunch break yet. I've just been eating bars as I go. Challenging day. 2 reasons. The climbs out of the dam, very challenging, and the kind of packed snow underfoot, packed from the hikers ahead of me today, now turning slushy. I am wearing my spikes, but it's still quite slushy. Very challenging day, no doubt about it. And right this minute, I'm still heading for, I think it's called the Russell, I don't know, Russell Street or Russell something shelter. And I just checked on my app, and I think it's about 5.9 miles from where I am now. So that would be okay for my first day in the Smokies. I would have no problem with that. I'm not sure what comes right after it. If there's another shelter, reasonably close, but I think the Russell Street, I think it's called Russell something shelter. I think that's the one. Look, just take a look. Snow in the trees, very pretty. Impact snow on the trunks of the trees. You can certainly tell where the wind was coming from, that's for sure. Yeah. But I know yesterday was bitterly cold and last night was cold. I know that. I was in Robbinsville yesterday and grocery store and so on. It was cold in the streets and stuff. The wind was very strong, but there's no wind at all today. So it's really not actually challenging at all as far as temperatures are concerned. I stripped down to, I'm wearing on my torso my t-shirt and my Arc'teryx lightweight hoodie, and then on my bottom just my leggings and my shorts. I am glad I put my waterproof socks on this morning because it is becoming really quite slushy out here. Okay, just kind of a little midday or early afternoon update. So it's day 18 and we're doing fine. I'm thinking, maybe the day after tomorrow we should hit the 200-mile marker on trail. That's something to look forward to. And also, I think the highest point on the Appalachian Trail, Clingman's Dome. So it's the highest point in the Smokies and also the highest point on the Appalachian Trail. It's somewhere around 6,600 feet and change. So yeah, got things coming up over the next few days, that's for sure. And then of course eventually clearing the Smokies to the north and continuing north. That's towards Hot Springs. That'd be quite a feat right there. I'd be happy to do that, no problems. Okay, right here, ground getting really quite muddy, soft and sloppy. So temperatures today were jumping up into the mid 50s, I think. I think 50s in the Fahrenheit. So obviously it's not that cold out. Okay, the sun's beautiful. Let's keep moving along here. Well, I just had a very much needed lunch break. It's about 2:30, 2:45, but I was running out of steam. And it's 4 miles to my camp. So that's around 6 kilometers, so that's fine. At 2:45, that's just fine. I had an individual, I made a Spam tortilla. So I had an individual pouch of Spam with a tortilla and mayonnaise, and I'd picked up from the hiker box at Fontana Dam just one single package of grated Parmesan cheese, which I sprinkled on. Never had that before. I've had Parmesan cheese, but I've never seen the tiny little individual kind of travel packs like that of that product. And it was really good. Enjoyed it. And I had 4 chocolate chip cookies. Washed all that down with some electrolyte water. feel much better right now. Now that I've got that energy back inside me. Let's take a little look at the trail right now. Several people, I think 3 guys and a lady, passed me while I was having lunch. So I know there's quite a few people ahead of me right now. I bet you there's at least 12 people ahead of me so far that I know of. Possibly more, sad to say. I'm assuming they're all heading to the same place as me, but some of them might be going further. Some of the younger guys, they might be pushing harder and going further. I don't know. But the trail, beautiful, sun shining. In this particular area, all the snow has now come off the trees already. In this particular area, and you'll go around a specific bend to a certain kind of part of the mountain, and it's kind of, the sun's hitting it in a different angle or not at all, and there's snow everywhere. Slushy, muddy. Maybe hear my shoes. Just a slushy trail in sections too, where the sun's on it. Okay. You know what? We've still actually got a long way to go. Not a lot of time to get there. So we better get at it, I think. Wouldn't you say? Jasper here. By the way, thank you for joining me so much on my through hike attempt. It really does make a big difference when you guys are hiking with me. It really does make a difference. Okay, let's keep going. So I just passed the Molly's Ridge Shelter. From there to where I'm heading, which is the Russell Field Shelter, is another 3 miles. It's about 3:30. So you know what? In this terrain, it's going to be 5:30 when I get to my shelter. But we have gone back to, I believe it's called standard time right now, where the clocks did move forward, actually sometime last night, or 2 o'clock this morning, should I say. So it's going to be lighter for another hour anyhow, after what I was accustomed to as being dark. So when I've said before I want to be at camp by 5:30, right now I could say I want to be at camp by 6:30. But we should be there by 5:30 anyhow. Okay, let's keep going. We've got a climb ahead of us. So a lot of people at the Russell Field Shelter. Pretty much everybody that had been laid up, and we knew that. Over here, well, I'm in my tent tonight, and this is my camp for the night. And that's fine. It'll be nice, it'll be cozy. As I said before we went, as we were going to get water, we're going to cook dinner, have coffee, and just have a relaxing evening. Catch up on paperwork and such. But yeah, the Russell Field Shelter. Lots and lots and lots of people. Okay. It was a cold night. It was a cold night last night. In fact, coldest by far so far on trail. I would say pretty close to the coldest I've experienced on trails at any time on any trail. Socks totally frozen. But of course they had to have moisture content too. It was my waterproof socks and they're totally frozen. Shoes totally frozen. Gaiters totally frozen. All that stuff frozen solid. Yeah, cold. I'm gonna say The low was somewhere around maybe 16 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is. I think about, I don't know, minus 10, minus 12. If you guys know what it is in Celsius, put it below. Sorry, not minus, just 16 degrees Fahrenheit. Pop that below in Celsius. We'd appreciate it. Good morning. Beautiful. It's going to be a bright sunny day. The trail behind me. Hey, you know what? A big warm welcome to day 19. A big warm welcome. In just the last hour alone, we've had some of the most amazing views of the Smokie Mountains. Just take a look. Absolutely beautiful. Just those kind of rolling peaks. And then the whiteness makes it look old, gives it a gray, like an aged, a spirited kind of look. Amazing. The trail, well, some big snowdrifts in some areas, rocky, challenging. The trail ahead of me, again, rocky and challenging. Wow, looks like there's some carving in the stone below us. 10:30 in the morning, I think, ish. The time change kind of throws me off a little bit. Long way to go, good 10 miles or more to go to my camp tonight, which is the Siler. I think it's called the Siler Bald Shelter or Siler Shelter. Anyhow, just taking a moment to enjoy these absolutely stunning views today. Okay, we better get going. Lunchtime. Sat on the limb of a big old tree, eating a chicken wrap. I just ran right out of steam. I haven't checked the time or the distances yet, but I still got a ways to go. And time is moving on. But I have to take a break and just kind of replenish my energy levels. I'm going to have a little bit of electrolyte water with that. One thing I noticed, if I haven't mentioned this already today, after the storm, there was a bubble, if you will, at Fontana Dam of hikers, probably 40 or 50 of them, all kind of stacked up. So once the weather cleared and the park kind of opened, if you will, everybody came in all on the same day, which created kind of a miniature Appalachian Trail bubble north of the main bubble. Last night at the shelter, oh man, shelter was full and every campsite was full, and campsites that weren't campsites were full. Crazy. A lot of people out here right now in this really kind of small section. Okay, I'm going to enjoy my lunch. We'll talk to you in a bit. So right now, it's early afternoon. I'm at camp already after only a 9.1 mile day today. But the terrain, it was horrendous, challenging, vertical, rocky, rooty, snowy, icy, muddy. It was a challenge. So I've made it here to this shelter, which is about 5 miles or 5.4 miles less than I expected that I would do today. But on the other side of the coin, I'm sat in my shelter and it's lovely warm with the sunshine coming in. I'm drinking a cup of coffee, which is always good because I really, really like my coffee. Outside, I've got my shoes drying right there, and I've got my my waterproof socks drying right there. And you know what? I am gonna just enjoy the rest of the day and relax. It was a challenging day today. when I got to the shelter, I was a little bit surprised to see a lot of the other people that I've kind of been hiking around for the last 20 days now. A lot of those people were here anyhow. So I wasn't the only one that was finding it challenging today. Hey, Jasper here. And you know what? Before we go to bed tonight, we'll check in and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.